Hello, everybody, and welcome to another video by this time is the four of us. There's Jonathan, our resident tech and game expert. There's myself, Marcus Lim, and I also do have a YouTube channel where I unbox a lot of cool comic book stuff. There's Jeffrey Chan, who's currently hidden.
In the house.
Well, he's in the house, yes. And finally, we've got Bernie, who's joined us tonight to talk about the Iron Man VR, the game. So Jonathan has actually finished the game already, so we'd like to pick a bit of his brain about the experience, the gameplay, what it's like. So I'm looking forward to tonight's discussion. So yeah, we have on the screen the Iron Man VR. It says PlayStation VR required. Pretty cool image over there. So I guess first of all, Jonathan, how long did it take you to finish the game?
Yeah, so the game is actually quite short, but quite good for a VR game. You could play through the game in about 6 hours or even less.
All right, yeah, that's decent. And is this the first VR game that you've played, or have you played a lot of other VR games on PlayStation before?
There are not too many PlayStation VR titles that I have played, but I have played other titles of the Oculus. Like the Oculus Rift, Oculus Quest. More professional VR experiences other than the PlayStation VR.
Sounds like the Oculus is quite popular with the PlayStation VR, isn't it?
Yep. Definitely. So we're talking about this game today, the Iron Man VR. And it's really quite an experience because you actually get to play as Iron Man. And when you're in the headset, it's like you're transported and you're playing as Iron Man.
Well, that's kind of like reminds me of that line from Endgame at the end where Tony Stark says, "I am Iron Man." So it's
Exactly.
Like you're literally Iron Man. So I guess you're saying the game allows you to step into Tony Stark's shoes, right?
Yep. A completely different original story from the MCU. It's completely separate from that. But yeah, it's an interesting story. Kind of predictable, but decent.
Yeah, what I like about the game, I mean, I saw some of the playthroughs, and I like the dialogue between Iron Man and Pepper Potts and the other people, and I thought the dialogue was pretty interactive, and I like how Iron Man and Pepper Potts, the way they banter, it's pretty witty, it's pretty cheeky, and
Yeah, but different from the MCU one. Yeah.
Obviously, yeah.
But yeah, there were some things which I liked about the game and some dislikes about the game. But yeah, I think overall it's a really good game for the experience. You actually get to play as Iron Man, so I think that's what this game was about. You actually experience yourself in like Iron Man shoes.
So in terms of, I guess, like you can fly like Iron Man.
Yep.
Actually, can you describe how it feels like to like fly as Iron Man? Do you use your hands to move around, or like, how does it work?
Yep, you use your hands quite a lot. So to go forward or backwards, you actually have to twist the controllers to your back to actually accelerate or decelerate. Or to slow down, you actually like put your like controllers right in front of you, like stopping quickly.
All
So,
right.
and since you're actually able to go in like this whole field, you have no limits on where to go except the world borders.
Hmm.
So as if you see through the playthroughs, we'll link it down this description. You'll actually see me flying around the area, and everyone else's playthroughs, they would be going through different sections, like probably not the same route I would use. And the second playthrough, I would probably use a completely different route as well. Because, yeah, it's a completely 360 field that you could transport yourself in. It doesn't go where it will tell you to go. You control where to go.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
Was it hard to master the controls of flying around 360 degrees?
Yeah, you definitely get used to it. Like from the beginning of the playthrough, if you watch the playthrough, link in the description. At the start, you'll see me like struggling with the controls, and then near the end, you'll actually see me getting more used to playing. So yeah, it ended up being much smoother than it was from the start.
Yeah.
But I am sure that there are more professionals who could fly a lot better than me. Much more experience in the game.
Maybe we can see a little bit of that.
Yeah, maybe.
What it looks like.
We've got some gameplay footage that we can take a look at, if possible.
Yeah.
Yep, like we could go to YouTube and search that up right now.
Yep, let's have a look.
Whoop. My controller is not great. And I lost it again.
Has there ever been another Iron Man VR, or is this the first?
No, this is the first.
The first Iron Man VR, wow. Okay. PS4.
Is it also the first Marvel game that's a VR game on PlayStation? Or is there been
I can't think of another one. So. I'll say probably. Or...
There probably has been, but I cannot think of it in the right off my head.
Yeah. I guess Iron Man is a good choice because the experience of
Marvel heroes.
Yeah, of putting on the suit. Yeah, and
the controller doesn't seem to be working currently.
Oh, okay.
That's all right.
Yeah. That's all right. Yeah. We just.
Jono, I hear that some people have experiences, of VR when they playing with the VR too long, they get motion sickness. Did you experience any of that while you're flying around as Iron Man?
If you control like when you actually do it, you could actually ease the amount of motion sickness you get.
It depends on the way you fly. Yeah.
So effectively, I limit myself to play like maximum 30, 40 minutes each time because otherwise, I get a bit of a headache, a bit motion sickness.
Yeah, and I guess that's also maybe the reason why you're saying the I guess 6 hours was the time.
Yeah, which is quite decent for a VR game. Most VR games wouldn't be too long because of that.
Yeah. So you get to obviously suit up as Iron Man. What about Tony Stark? Tony Stark himself.
Yeah, I heard you get to play Tony Stark himself too, isn't it? Yeah.
You do, but it's definitely not the same. It's when you're controlling Tony Stark, it's back to the older style of just looking and clicking to move to another place. So it's not like you're actually physically moving.
Right.
Okay. I heard there was
it's a bit of a negative, but
I heard there was a couple of activities that Tony Stark does during the game, like when he's Tony Stark, get to play that basketball game or something. Is that right?
Oh yeah, I saw some footage. Yeah.
Yep, there's one where I actually played around in Tony Stark's gym.
That's funny.
Yep. They could actually do the weights. Like, it actually does nothing in real life, but it's like, yes, I'm carrying this much weight, even though I'm not really carrying that weight. But yeah, if in that experience as well, it was a bit annoying a bit. Like, if you try to pick something up off the table or off the chairs or wherever they are, you'd probably see me struggling trying to pick it up because the sensor doesn't really work that well.
Right.
And that's the problem with these sensors, and it's probably the problem because the PlayStation VR only has like the dual camera setup to like pick up all the motions. So yeah, I found that super annoying. That's like one of my big gripes of the game. It's like you cannot control it too well. And loading screens as well.
Yeah.
Ridiculously long. I cannot handle it. It's like you're sitting there with a black screen for like
1 minute.
2-3 minutes.
Or 2 or 3 minutes.
It's a long way.
Yep, and then it goes to a loading screen. Like, what the heck? What is this game?
What about the story itself? Is it? I think you mentioned just now that it's not connected to any of the MCU movies, right? It's like a
It's not.
standalone story.
Completely
its own?
standalone original story.
Right.
Maybe story, yeah.
Any surprises or twists?
I was about to ask if there's any.
Obviously, this is a
characters coming in.
non-spoiler review, but
Okay, yeah, I guess
Not spoiler review.
Yeah, that's a.
Yep, but it tends to be kind of predictable, so you could kind of tell where it's heading.
Yeah.
And I found that fairly okay as a story, but I didn't think they thought too much of the story in a way, but they focused more on the Iron Man experience because that was the thing that just
that's the highlight. Yeah,
worked the best.
Yeah. So
Everything else just seemed to be like an afterthought.
Okay, so would you say that the story is just an excuse for you to do like cool Iron Man stuff?
Yeah.
And
once you get to know what to do, it tends to be a bit repetitive, but I'm okay with that. Because most games now tend to be repetitive. I've seen that other people have said that's too repetitive, but if you think of most of the other games at this moment, they are all repetitive. You do the same thing every time. So I didn't find that a negative at all.
What about is upgrades and stuff? Like, is that a heavy element in the gameplay? Like upgrading your...
Yep. You can upgrade your suits and stuff, but you don't really have to.
Okay.
Because effectively you could go through the entire game without even upgrading. Like, I upgraded the suits, but there have been some which never upgraded their suit because they're just pro. But yeah, it's something that you can do to make it a bit easier. If you want a challenge, don't upgrade.
Okay.
He's got a black suit, right? Iron Man? Yeah.
A black
suit?
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
I don't think there's a black one. I think if you look at Jono's background, there's a couple, but there's
I think one's a War Machine.
I don't see. There's War Machine.
Oh,
that's not really
dark,
black.
Yeah, dark grey. It's not.
Yeah.
I think that's the one Jeff's referring to. Yeah. So you talked about it's a bit repetitive. So it brings me to my next question. Actually, I was going to ask you about the variety of different tasks you do during the game. Is there a fair bit of variety, like throughout the game?
Yeah, that's actually a good question. The answer to that is no.
Okay.
There isn't too much variety because VR is quite limited on what you can do. So most VR titles tend to have the same sort of functionality or the same type of structure. But another thing that we could talk about is when I was playing VR, I actually used a different unit to actually help with the immersion.
Okay.
Yeah, what is that in your hands?
This is called the Woojer Edge Strap. And I found it quite good in terms of being able to feel the actual vibration especially when you're flying as Iron Man.
Oh.
Okay, interesting.
And,
So I was able to connect this using the headset as well. And you could actually feel the vibration with like the motors when you're actually flying. It actually vibrates at the back because that's where I put it. Like you could put it on your spine area and you could actually feel yourself like, it makes you feel like you're flying, especially when you're in the VR headset.
Right, so it really enhances the experience in that sense. Yeah.
Yep. But one gripe that I found about as well is it is not too good because if people are talking, it doesn't seem to differentiate between voices
And sound effects.
and the sound effects.
Mm.
It does the sound effects well, but when it does the voices, it seems to vibrate at the voices as well. Like, what the heck?
Right. It's funny.
That's funny.
Yeah, it's overall it's an okay product. It's not the greatest.
Yeah.
Oh, look, we've got a bit of gameplay there.
I don't know. You were playing this one, yes.
So this was Jonathan playing.
Playing
Yeah.
Iron Man VR, yeah.
So what can you describe what we're seeing right now?
This
Obviously,
was
it's Iron Man flying
yeah.
through. Yeah.
This is one of the early trials, so it's like probably my first video. So
Oh, that's
I
cool.
did not exactly know what I was doing at the time, and I was really shaky. Like,
I see you're still learning the ropes there.
yeah, definitely laying the ropes at that point.
Looks like a lot of fun, though.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
is kind of fun. Like, it's definitely an experience, and I would recommend it as the experience.
Right.
Yeah, I guess more so than the story, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Story was an afterthought. Everything was an afterthought except the flying. They nailed the flying well.
Okay.
Well, I guess that's where they probably spend all of their time perfecting.
Yeah.
In this game, right?
Oh, this is the house. This is Iron Man house.
Fly home.
Yep, and I definitely think that this unit was quite good to help with the immersion as well. Like, without it, it could have felt the same way, but
Oh, you use
with
it
it,
to play with it?
yeah.
So
It helps with the immersion. And you could
Right.
also use it for music. And you could make it feel like you're in a concert. Because you feel the vibration like you're there. Like, put on a headset, put this on your back, you actually feel the vibration of like the crowds or everything. It's like you're
Oh.
there.
Interesting. Seems kind of cool, though.
Yeah,
What
it
do
is
you
kind of
think?
cool, but it's definitely not the best. Overall, I'd probably give it maybe a 6 out of 10. Like this unit.
Oh, you give it 6 out of 10. Oh,
Yeah.
What about the game itself? What would you give it?
I'd give it a solid 5.
Only 5.
Solid
Yeah.
five. Solid 5.
Only
Not
5.
a weak 5.
Solid 5. But maybe would you raise it a bit, like with the gadget? Oh,
No, definitely not. Because, yeah, once the voices came in and it vibrated during like the voices, like, that just killed the experience.
Yeah, but I guess 5. But you still recommend it, right?
I recommend it for the experience, yes. Like the story, super easy and yet predictable.
Okay. What about replay value? Is there any much replay value once you've gone through it once?
Yeah, there is some replay value if you want to do free fly, because there is a free fly mode that you could actually just go back into stages and just free fly the area, meaning no story, no other stuff to bother you. You just fly.
Right. Okay. Right. Just the experience of flying.
Yep.
Yeah,
But for the price as well, you buy it for like $50. $50 Australian.
You mean that circular thing, the vibration thing?
No, the game.
Oh, the game, okay.
Yeah, the game itself.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So just for the newbies, like, so if someone wants to experience this first of a kind Iron Man flying experience, like, what do you require? Like, obviously a PlayStation 4.
You do
PlayStation
require a
VR.
PlayStation VR unit. And Jeff, you could stop the sharing now. We don't need that anymore.
Yeah, PlayStation Move, that's a separate accessory too, right? Or does it come with VR?
The PlayStation Move, you could buy it in the set with the PlayStation VR.
Okay.
And prices tend to fluctuate quite a lot. And not actually too sure the price right now. Could quickly check.
Last time I checked, it was about between 300 to 400, just under 400. I think. But just have a check.
Yep, because I don't want to be wrong. Let's just quickly check.
Yeah.
And by the way, if you're watching this video, most of this discussion is completely unscripted.
Yeah.
And that's how we like it.
Yeah. Ad-lib style. Yeah. Improv style. Yes. That's the way to go. That's the best way.
If you got any
There's Pepper
questions,
Potts.
could you ask us? Yeah. In the
A
comments.
PlayStation VR is $399.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, 400. Yeah.
$399.
But sometimes you can get
not
deals
cheap.
for it. Yeah, it's not cheap, but sometimes you could get deals for it. And that's without the PlayStation Move controllers, which you do need 2 controllers for the VR experience. The Move controllers is additional $120.
Yeah, per controller. Yeah.
So it's definitely not cheap. But it's definitely an experience.
Yeah, I guess once it's more games. There's more VR games, coming out this year, and as years go by, there will be more games. So it'll become, the PlayStation VR will become more.
Yep. So PlayStation VR, there are already a lot of games in the catalog.
Okay.
I'd say about over 150 titles.
Okay, that's more than I thought. Yeah.
Because the PlayStation VR as it is, they're up to their 4th version.
Okay. Oh wow. Okay.
So it's PlayStation VR V4. Their 4th version of the VR headset.
Version 4. Okay. It's good that they're putting a lot of time and effort into, to keep improving the VR. It's good.
They keep improving it, and it's really good at what it is. It's probably not as advanced as the Oculus or the HTC Vives, but it's good entry point. Or actually, maybe not. The Oculus Quest is probably a better entry point. Oculus Quest, $650, comes with the controllers, and you could just use it on its own without any additional connection. I do have that as well, and I am planning to play that more with other games. One good game that you can play on the Oculus is quite a famous game, Beat Saber.
Okay.
Yep. I might actually play through that sometime.
Actually, there's reminds me, Spider-Man. Spider-Man did have a VR experience, right?
Oh yeah, I remember there was
from home? Or Homecoming or what? Yeah.
Yeah, they had their own virtual experience on the PlayStation VR. I just forgot that they actually had one. Because there's so many VR titles, you cannot completely keep up with every single title there is.
Yeah, which is a good thing, right? So many titles coming out so soon.
Well, I guess they picked Iron Man and Spider-Man.
The loading screen, which is right there right now.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Look how long it takes. Yeah.
A cup of coffee or something. Yeah.
All right. I guess the question is, which Avenger would you want a VR game next? If you had a choice, if you could choose, or pick.
Well, effectively, in a VR experience, you want someone who flies.
Right. Okay.
And I don't think there's anyone better than Iron Man.
Or maybe Thor. Maybe Thor.
Oh, okay.
Thor, maybe.
Kind of use his hammer,
Cyclops.
Yeah, I can see why they chose Spider-Man and Iron Man as the first VR games from the Marvel Universe.
Yeah.
Spider-Man swings from buildings to buildings.
Swings,
Yeah. That'd be fun too, actually.
But yeah, it's a good game to play, like just for the experience.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Okay.
Cool.
Okay, that's I guess that's not a bad review, I guess, of the game. Your experience with it.
Yep, I think we covered most of the bases.
And I guess to sum it up, you'd say get it for the experience.
Get it for the experience. If you don't care about anything else, yes, just go for it.
Mm-hmm.
If you have a PlayStation VR, get the game and you'll enjoy it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
If not for the experience, everything else is just a complete whitewash. Not
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
But just for the experience, yes, it's a definite buy.
Yep. That's what experience you get. At least 6 hours of fun time. Yeah.
Yep, and free flight mode,
And free flight mode. Yeah.
which is why I
Awesome.
gave it a 5 out of 10. All right, yeah, look at the screen. I'm like struggling trying to pick that thing up.
Pick up the plate.
That's what you're saying.
Pick it up.
Yeah. Right.
That I found,
definitely.
Yeah, I got so annoyed. I was just like, going, what the heck?
Yeah.
I have to pick it up.
So definitely, this game is great for the flying. Not for this. What we're seeing right now.
Yeah, that was like super annoying. Like it took so long just to pick that thing up.
You got it. Finally.
Yeah, I finally got it, but still, it just completely kills the immersion when you have to do something like that.
Oh,
Oh, that's cool. That's cool.
That is cool.
The way you
Yep.
shoot.
Yep,
Good. You can use your hands well, actually.
yep. Because you can look everywhere as well. Like you can look right behind you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hope they make a Marvel VR game for Doctor Strange. That'll be interesting.
Oh, Doctor Strange.
Oh yeah, he can fly. He can do
Yeah,
magic.
and he's got
he
the
can
magic,
Do a lot. Yeah.
No, that's
Yeah,
a good
maybe
idea.
an
That's
idea.
really.
Well, we'll see what they do.
Yeah.
And I think they will be continuing the experience with the PlayStation 5 as well, since
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's coming out soon.
Coming
Yeah.
out soon, right?
Yep. that will be coming out this holiday.
Oh wow. We're gonna do another one review on that.
The
Can actually pre-order it
PS5.
now.
PS5 is coming out this year, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yep.
Very soon.
PS5
order
and
it.
also the Xbox Series X is
Mm.
coming out this holiday.
Right. Lots of things to look forward to.
Yeah.
You cannot pre-order it yet. You could do an expression of interest at different stores, like if you're in Australia, JB Hi-Fi or EB Games.
Mm.
Is there a set date of its release for PS5?
Holiday 2020. That's all we got.
Okay.
Yeah. Maybe we might even do a video about the PS5 before it's released.
That'd be good.
We'll see what we can do.
But yes, until then, yeah, hope you all enjoyed this video. Yeah,
Like and subscribe.
like
Please
and
subscribe
subscribe
to
if you
the
like this video, so you'll be notified of new videos whenever we release them.
Yeah.
Yep. And we all have channels, so look at the description below to see all of our different YouTube channels.
Hmm.
Yeah. And comment on anything that you want to ask us or anything really.
Or the next thing that we could review, you could actually ask that in the description as well.
Yes.
Like, what would you want us to look?
That's a good idea. Yeah.
Cool. All right.
All right, guys.
All right.
Yeah.
Thanks. Thanks, everyone.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching.
Thanks for
Bye.
watching. See you guys.
Thanks for watching.